Hello everybody, welcome to Walls Wheels and welcome to the Isle of Wight. And on this video we're doing a mini adventure. We are currently waiting at East Cowes for the ferry to arrive with what I've heard rumoured to be 80 minis arriving to go to Sandown Airport for the little meet they've got going on there. I'll explain that we arrived on the Friday and it's now Saturday. This is before all these new government restrictions come in on Monday. And yeah, we're just waiting for the for the minis to arrive now, and then we're going to convoy up to Sandown Airport, so that should be exciting. As you can see just over there, the ferry has just now come in. The time is now roughly about 10 past 11. So in a moment, we should hopefully be seeing 80 odd minis pulling off. We have arrived at the rather pretty and picturesque Sandown Airport for the show, where there are quite a lot of minis already. Let's go and take a walk around and have a look at them, shall we? So the first mini you see as you walk in, or drive in, if you've got a mini as well, is this lovely little orange Clubman here, and this one is on 10-inch split rim wheels, which is awesome. He's also passed his noise test at the Mini Action Day 2018 at Castle Coombe show. Looking inside this one, you've got bucket seats, door cards matched to the paintwork of the car fairly closely, and a fiberglass dashboard that's got some felting on it to obviously make it look a little bit nicer. Plus, of course, all the classic dials in there. Lovely. Clearly a fan of mighty car mods. Good taste. Also, Muttley. You got this lovely little mini here called Isla. And I can only assume this is Mini 60 Surf Blue, or even possibly the later 90s one. Not quite sure, but this here is a 1991 Mini, just like mine. And touches it's got compared to mine is a white grille, white bumpers, earlier little indicator lights. Obviously the Mini badge, the original one, compared to mine, just obviously the later Rover style one. And because we're at Sandown Airport, they got a little plane on the roof with the roof rack going Sandown Airport. That's quite cute. Always did like the door number spots. They rather suit this grey Mini just here. Not sure if the camera's picking it up too well here, but the metallic flake on this one is pretty immense, really. Also, tiger skin style seat covers. Plus a learner driver in a Mini. This blue Mini here's got all the bull bar action on the front. Skull on the bonnet. This is what it used to look like. There's been several of the London to Brighton Mini Run events. And the rear bars to protect the rear lights. These were quite popular on the Canadian Minis as well, but they were slightly differently styled to the ones we got here. This little white Mini here looks like it's been freshly repainted. It's got a lovely tan interior, plus original dashboard, very cool. Also, actual wing mirrors as opposed to obviously what we'd get on the Latin ones of door mirrors. So actual wing mirrors on this one. That's quite cool. So chatting with the owners of the white one, this one's been in storage for pretty much all of its life, and been put back on the road either later last year, earlier this year. And this is the first trip they've really done in it. It's the longest trip as well, only 600 miles since restoration. It looks nice, doesn't it? So this Rover Cooper, he's been to IMM 2019, just like me. Nice little badges down there, just like I've got on mine as well. And the IMM flag. We didn't really get that good of a look around at the Elf at the British Motor Museum last weekend, or a couple of weekends ago in terms of the timeline of my video production. But let's have a look at this one here, shall we? So this has got a lovely blue leather interior. Nice little leather stitch steering wheel as well. Look at that dashboard though. That's really very nice, isn't it? Tiny gear knob. It's very basic in there, but it all works in its favour. And of course, with these as well, wind-up windows, which of course weren't added to the Mini until the 70s, whereas this, of course, is a 60s car. Same with the door handles just there. Also, wing mirrors. Yellow BMW Mini here. Yellow spotlights for the win. Decorated very, very nicely indeed. Notice how similar the interior of the newer BMW Minis are to the old Mini, especially with that centre binnacle. Another BMW Mini Cooper. This one, however, is an S. A little reference to Only Fools and Horses just here. This one also has a very large exhaust. Hello, Mabel. The Mini City here is rather interesting to me because, of course, I too have a Mini City, but I've got the later 90s one. So you can see the differences. You've got slightly different graphic designs on it down the sides here. Obviously, being an earlier one, you have got the centre binnacle, a very, very different steering wheel, and of course, everything's on the opposing side if you look. So you've got your indicators down here and your wipers over there. Plus the seats are a lot more basic. Oh, look at that picnic basket, that's very nice. 10-inch cosmic wheels on this one. Rather stylish. This BMW Mini's been to Castle Combe. I went there last year in the Mini for Mini Action Day, which unfortunately has been cancelled for this year. It will, however, be happening again next year. Chrome GB plate on the back. Something's quite funky about this little grey Mini here. 13-inch Mini-like wheels. What looks to be a later sunroof, possibly even a Webasto sunroof. If you look under the bonnet, it's got a Rover K-Series 16-valve twin cam, and it's injected as well. Fletcher radiator like mine. But if you look here, this one can clearly be towed by another car. So it's got like an A-frame towing dolly, which means you don't need to put it on a trailer or anything to pull it with another car. This one here is a full-on race spec Mini, apart from the stereo in the dashboard, but I imagine we need some luxury conveniences of the modern day-to-day life, don't we? But look at all the switches. This one's also a Clubman. A sweet tiny wheeled Cooper. Hey, I'm on this. Over here we've got this gorgeous Riley Elf in purple with seats done to match. Also Union Jack cushion in the back. Oh, that's quite an interesting little detail. I don't know if you can see it. It's not that clear, but what it is a gear knob done in the style of IMM 2019 at Bristol. Notice though, this one has got sliding windows instead of wind-up windows, which is rather nice. And this one's part of the Elf and the Hornets register. I always like a Mini commercial, especially a van. Nice Cooper. A Mini with a tow bar just on there and mud flaps. Might have to get mud flaps for mine. You have here a big Mini with blue detailing accents. Helps it stand out. Does look rather large compared to the Elf alongside, it has to be said. Another BMW Mini Cooper. We'll get onto that lot at the back just over there in a little while, but first we've still got all these to look at before we get over there. A Cooper Clubman. This one attended here last year, as signified by the little sticker in the window. Lovely bonnet stripes. Little Mini here with a roof box and LED spotlights, that's quite different. Plus vented bonnet. Little green Mini Cooper there. Split rims, 10-inch, mud flaps all round. Plus spotlights on the front. This guy here clearly doesn't like potholes. Also, learner driver. Very cool, having a learner vehicle as a Mini. Likelihood is by now, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you will have seen my Fiat light up badge surround. This here, the Wolseley badge.
His horn's better than mine.
This one lights up. With the Wolseley badge lighting up on this would probably make it the original badge light. That's rather cool. It's a nice Clubman here with aftermarket fiberglass bumpers. No chrome on here. No bumpers on the purple one though. Also, this one's quite interesting as it's got a rear windscreen wiper. It's only a good collection of these. There's that little red one with the gold roof there. That's got a specially modified tail to allow a wheelchair to get in, or a mobility scooter even, which I think is rather nice. New Bmw Mini, new Bmw Mini. This one's been tuned. Another Bmw Mini. And this one over here, Cooper S with carbon fibre styling tweaks. Race spec interior. But also, if you have a look in the back, he's got the same Sparco surrounds for his seatbelt as I've got on the Fiat. Come to a Mini show and I'm talking about the Fiat. Also, it's got a wrap, if you look, so the original blue paint colour, white and pink. Definitely gives a good contrast, but it works well in its favour. This one here's turned up fairly recently, but it's got 13-inch Mini Light rims in a sort of matte grey colour with sport pack arches. Very, very nice indeed. I like the interior with the patterns they got going on in there. Tiny little steering wheel. And over here, we got a 60s style, what I believe to be at least not a replica, but a genuine Mark I Cooper S. Obviously referencing the great Paddy Hopkirk. Number 67. Oh. Bye-bye. I really need to sort out the focus, don't I, with these cameras. Yeah, oh, hold on. Nice artwork on the bonnet of that one. Going back to this one here. It's really a rather nice looking little rally design car, isn't it? Plus, if you have a look on the interior, this is where all the magic is. Bucket seat for the driver, but not for the passenger. I would like passenger. Plus, you've also got all the timing gear for rallies. Ignore the sat nav over there, that obviously wouldn't be a thing in the 1960s. Much rear spoiler action going on with this one. Also, a not at all round steering wheel, but a flat bottom one. Plus green on the inside. Very interesting. Bmw Mini Clubman. Believe it or not, these are 5-door because if you look at this side of the car, completely smooth, elegant, smooth, flat, whatever you want to call it. Twin doors at the back, just like the original Clubman estate. But on this side, it's broken up by that tiny little door just there. It looks good in the orange. This one's got roof bars, and this I believe is a either 94 or 95 Mini. Probably from Wycliffe Rover in Gloucester, as said by the tax disc holder here. It's quite nice to see some of the history of the car. At least I assume that's where this one came from, and not just one that's randomly been placed in the car. Tow bar action. Also, a cat. Also, that blue Mini there looks really quite nice. I wonder who owns that. This Mini van in this blue is just, whoa, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Especially with the white roof, it really suits it. This suggests there's some serious power in this one, judging by the lovely Recaro seats here, possibly from a Ford of some sort. But if you look here, the bonnet is raised at the back. That suggests there's some serious power in there that needs cooling. I do love the clean look of the anniversary edition Mini here. It's a Mini Studio 2 with not too dissimilar graphics to what my Mini came with originally. Certainly not an original colour on this one, but loving it nonetheless. It's a metallic with all that metallic flake, which again I'm not sure the camera's picking up. Another BMW Mini. Lovely green Mark I style Mini. Might well be a genuine Mark I. I'm not entirely 100% sure with this one, but he does have an overtaking mirror, but this one is rectangular, unlike mine, which is circular. This one's got a boot strap and reversing lights. I do quite like those little reversing lights on here actually. Plus a neat little fog light snuck in at the bottom. Now I can't do that one on mine because I've obviously got the tow bar. Do like the round badge on this one actually, rather suits. For hubnut fans, more rear wiper action on a Mini. A Mini Checkmate over there. This red Mini here belongs to Jeff Ruggles. He does a lot of work with Mr. Joe Miller of the Miller Corner channel, so I suggest checking that out as well. Jeff is clearly a man of taste with the same headlights as mine. Also, he likes the Media Challenge. Mini JCW, new one. Little black Mini with matte black ultralights with red pinstriping around the wheels. These wheels here are absolutely stunning. Look at them. They're really bright, obviously chrome. They really stand out against the metallic paintwork of this cabriolet. The interior is lovely on this one. Another IMM 2019 Survivor. It really was a very wet weekend, that one. Convertible Mini Cooper S, new one. A Mini City, just like mine, but with the original colour graphics. That's how mine would have looked. Another thing with this is, as I've said in the past, my Mini, in the My Mini Mods video, that had aftermarket chrome bumpers on it, whereas these here, the black ones, these would have been the originals. As I said, I didn't change out for the chrome ones, but if I had, I probably would have done it anyway, because I just prefer the chrome bumpers on it. This Mini pickup here is really rather nice, especially in this sort of creamy colour. It's even got a little working light on the top. That's a very lovely little touch to it. But of course, being a full-on commercial, it can't be full-on commercial without tow bar action. I like vehicles that can tow, it gives them more practicality. Don't judge me. The yellow's looking really rather good on this one. All stickered up just over there. Mini Clubman estate here with RAF roundels on the side. Flight Lieutenant Jimny. This guy flew a Spitfire at Biggin Hill. Mini Cooper John Cooper Works. More minis. This blue, this is actually not too dissimilar to the blue on mine really. An ERA Turbo. These did originally come with these rear wipers. This was a standard fit from the factory, not something done aftermarket. Can't not like an ERA Turbo. I was following one on the way back from the British Motor Museum with Mr. Joseph Lloyd, and the amount of smoke that came out of the exhaust of that one when the turbo came on boost was rather immense. So these are absolutely great little cars. Two white Minis together. Ginny the Mini here with black and grey Union Jack vinyl on the roof. Similar door mirrors to mine. Rather lovely Clubman 1275 GT. Loving the orange. This one's quite interesting because I believe this is the one that was built at International Mini Meet last year at Bristol. So what Mini Spares did, they supply a lot of Mini Spares, believe it or not. What they did was they took a Mini shell to, obviously already painted. They took it to the IMM in Bristol last year, and they actually built this car from the ground up there at the show over the 3 or 4 days that it was happening. It's rather impressive, isn't it? As I said, the shell was painted beforehand, but impressive nonetheless. It's done in the style of a Mark I Cooper S Morris. Austin 7 here. Loving the colour of it, plus the simple interior. Lovely Mini Cooper just here. Much purple. Ooh, pepper pot alloys on this one. Those are rather nice. I do always like a pepper pot alloy. AA badge on the front. Lovely interior. This here is quite a well-known Mini in the Mini scene, but this one here is chopped, so called because of the chopped windscreen. Well, chopped roofline even, really. Usually when people make this sort of Mini, they chop it down by, 4 inches? This one here is chopped down by 6 inches, so it's quite a dramatic increase in what would usually be done. Also, the paintwork on this one's of note because you may think this is a wrap, but no, this was all painted by hand with this wood effect. Tidy wooden designed door mirrors. But look at the seats. It's obviously all had to be brought back a bit because it's quite further back, but very impressive nonetheless.
And of course those ferries.
Plenty more minis. Having the blue on that little coupe. Ooh. The orange on this one looks absolutely fantastic. I do like an orange car. Never seen many of them in orange, but this one works really very well. A Clubman estate turned into a van. Rather nice Cobra seat interior, but look under the engine bay. He's done similar things to what I've done with mine. Except he's got a bit more chrome in places like there and down there. I might do that with mine actually, and possibly that as well. We shall see. Mini Cooper S with the Union Jack. Although I prefer the classic Minis more to this, I do quite like a BMW GP on Cooper Works. In fact, there is two. This one here is a fan of the YouTuber Petrol Ped. He does a lot of mini stuff as well, so I suggest checking him out as well. Spoiler on the boot lid here, plus little Union Jack stop fuel drips are in the paintwork. Twin exit exhaust. So a very orange Clubman 1275 GT here. I do like that little Leyland badge in there. Also, his weather shield there, not sure if you can quite see it, but the weather shield in there, it's in the Union Jack style. It's rather nice, isn't it? In fact, there's a nice turnout all over the field. And you've got the runway there, which is constantly in action today, which is good for sightseeing. There's the BMW Mini Clubman there in the campsite, as well as another Riley Elf. And that one there, that's pulled that little trailer all the way here from wherever they set off from. And here we go, one final view of the showground itself. I think this BMW Mini GP just wants to get in the video twice. And that's it, that's my walk around of the West Country Minis Isle of Wight Adventure at Sandown Airport. This is just the show. The adventure is the whole weekend at the Isle of Wight, but this is just the show of it. So if you have enjoyed watching this video, guys, please consider leaving a like. Please put a comment down below. And of course, if you want to see more of this kind of content, feel free to click subscribe. And of course, press the bell notification so that you know every time a new video goes live. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the very next video. Farewell.